Hello everyone, Twilight Nero here for my next project that I'm going to be working on. What is it? Well, why will you care? Well, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to be reading you something. What am I going to be reading? The novelization of the NES game Bionic Commando. And I'll finish it for you guys even if it kills me. Okay, Chapter 1. Jack Markson stood by the huge window of the Federation penthouse in Buenos Aires. He looked out at the setting sun, hovering over the rooftops of the city. He hadn't felt peace like this for months, not since he'd started the mission against the Naz. Jack ran his hand through his short brown hair and thought back to the early hours of the day. Before sunrise, he and his partner, Super Joe, had burst into the hiding place of the Naz terrorist organization. The surprise raid had netted them every important Naz leader. Only one thing had slipped through their hands: the plans for Albatross, a weapon of destruction so powerful it could wipe out the world. Jack turned around and Super Joe came through the penthouse door, carrying 4 boxes of hot pizza. 4 boxes? I know it's 2 guys, but damn! 4 boxes of pizza? I don't know. He was still wearing his green commando uniform and looked like he needed a shower. Bad. Yeah, bad like this frickin' narrative. Looks like sunset for the Naz, huh, Jack? Joe said, looking out the window. Sure does, Jack said. I'm glad I'm not spending the night in that Argentine jail with them. It looked pretty grim. They're getting what they deserve, Joe said, opening up the pizza and starting to eat. And we're getting what we deserve. This stuff is great. Jack sat down and joined him. Neither one of them had a chance to eat all day. Joe put his feet up on a glass table and looked around the room at the leather furniture, deep pile carpet, and full wall window. It sure beats a lot of places we've stayed on missions. I don't know about that, Jack said. The person in Bangkok was real nice. So it's a sewer pipe in Marseilles. Joe laughed without stopping eating. Jack let his mind wander back to the other horrible places he and Jack. I think that was supposed to be he and Joe had spent on other missions. They went back a long way together. 10 years ago, they had met in Federation spy school as green recruits. Since then, they had shared a lot of adventures and a lot of danger. Through it all, Jack had learned to trust Joe. And there's nothing more important in a spy game than trust. No, in a spy game, there's something more important than not trusting people. That's a common rule. Anyway. How are we going to explain to Captain about Albatross? Joe asked as he finished off his pizza. The captain already knows, Jack answered. I talked to him while you were gone. He's worried about some other power-hungry madman has gotten hold of the plans. You mean Kilt? Right. Generalissimo Kilt, Federation's top enemy, and the biggest maniac to ever threaten the free world. Jack walked back to the window and thought about Kilt and his organization called BAD. What? His evil organization bent on world destruction is called BAD. know it has 2 D's, but what the fuck? He named it Bad. Oh god. They already had secret compounds established around the world. If they got their hands on Albatross, they could make a play for world domination. What about our next assignment? Jack asked, thinking about the future. Think it might be kill? Super Joe didn't answer. Jack turned around and saw that Joe was frozen in place. He seemed to be listening to something. What's the matter? Jack started to ask, but then he sensed it too. Danger. Get down! Super Joe yelled, pulling Jack to the floor. The agents flattened themselves into the thick carpet. Seconds later, 2 bullets whizzed over their heads, smashing a mirror across the room into a million pieces. You okay? Joe asked, raising his head an inch from the carpet. Yeah, Jack answered, thinking what a perfect target he had made against the window. I guess I owe you one, buddy. You owe me too, buddy, Joe said. Don't forget, I saved you from the NAS torture squad last week. Listen, I paid that one back when I saved you from the NAS thugs the next day, Jack said. He started to grin in spite of their danger. For years, he and Joe had been keeping count. Another pair of bullets blasted through the windows, whistling by even closer to their heads. Those guys are good, real good. Jack knew that things were getting serious. His well-trained commando instincts were going off like fire alarms. Turning to look at the glass window of his penthouse, he picked out 4 clean holes shot through the window. Snipers, he said.